Hello traders, welcome back to the channel. So I'm back again with another Alchemist video. We are going to be talking about two pairs that we talked about last week. We're going to be talking about US oil with the Alchemist strategy, and then we are going to be talking about Euro JPY, the Alchemist strategy. So this happened last week, and you remember I called out the trade for US oil. However, it gave us a few pips around 120, yes, according to the strategy, and then retraced, but it still dropped. So now for US oil this week, it just did some manipulation. However, the strategy worked out very well, like the way I predicted. It went, if you had removed some of your position, you will be in profit. Also, after retracing, it rejected from another hidden supply zone. But of course, I don't expect us to be looking out for hidden supply zone. We want to look out for real visible zones. However, it worked out well. Excuse me. Even on Euro JPY, there was a good, it gave a significant movement on Euro JPY. So I want to waste a lot of time. I'm going to go through the charts. Today is Saturday, so I'll go through the charts, analyze Euro JPY with the Alchemist strategy and US oil. Then after, I think in the next video, I'm going to do two videos. In the next video, we shall be analyzing what is happening next week, and if I can give you some signals for next week, you guys can watch out for them. So watch out for that through the end of the video. So maybe just to say, people who have not subscribed to the channel and are watching our videos, guys, please subscribe to the channels. You're watching the videos for free, so you lose nothing subscribing to the channel or liking the video. The previous videos have done really well. I've got videos getting over 800 views in 2 days, but then the subscriber count is not moving. So guys, you're watching free content, free premium content, so you should be subscribing to the channel. So I'll give you a few seconds, you subscribe, and then I'm going to go ahead with the video. Okay, so let's proceed with the video. So now this is US oil, and this is going to be a step-by-step guide, so just be attentive. This is US oil. First, we said you have to identify the market flow or the direction of the market. This is the weekly time frame. So we had a low, a high, a low, a high, a lower high, and then we are going to make, we look like we're going to make another lower low. So after you reached here, you saw an evening star candlestick formation where you saw green candle going up, and then another indecision candle, then a bearish engulfing candle. So what did I say? Very clearly, I told you mark this indecision candle. You mark it very well. I want to be precise, but it is not getting there. So you mark from the wick to the body like that. You see I've marked it very well? Yes. After you want to drop down, so I just draw here a line because this week already ended. You want to drop down to the lower time frames, that is now the daily, the 4-hour, to refine your supply or demand zones after marking there. So we shall drop down to the daily and see if we can get a supply or demand zone. So when you drop down to the daily, you saw that there is a zone up here, supply zone up here, very good supply zone. That is a rally, a base, and a drop. Supply zone, very good. I think I'll just put it here like this. Very good supply zone. So after that, you see that our line that we marked is here. Do you see another zone? This is our line. That means our week starts from here. The next week that we're supposed to trade start from here. So do we see another zone? Yes. Where is the other zone? It is here. Drop, base, drop. That indecision candle in the middle there, making a base drop race. So you just mark it very well like that. So I'll just move it like that. So after, you're going to drop down to another. I want you to see how we are moving step by step. After, you're going to drop down to another time frame lower to refine even it further, because you're not going to trade from the daily. If you dare try trading from the daily with US oil, you're going to be burnt, because US oil is so it has a high pip count. So trading on the daily, that means your stop loss is going to be so high. So after you come back to the 4 hour, you see now you can refine this to this area like this, and then here now this is where the goal is. You're going to refine this to this supply zone. Now this is a 4 hour supply zone, and you see what happened, guys. You see what happened. This is what I'm telling you, that it gave us around 120 pips and then started retracing. So this one, I think I went back to the 1 hour to refine it more. No, that one was okay. So this is what happened, guys. This is what happened. Price opened from here. This was Monday. I think you can see down here, Monday 8th, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. This is Monday, guys. This is not the daily time frame, it's the 4 hours. So Monday opened here by around 12, that is midday. Price had tapped into the zone and immediately tapped, it dropped. This is what happened. Price tapped into this zone at midday on Monday. That is when we tapped into the zone at midday, and immediately tapped into the zone, it dropped up to 120 pips. That is 115 pips. So it tapped into the zone and gave you a 1:2. Immediately 120 pips, you hit your TP, and then started moving. However, I expected price to retrace more than that, to come at least up to this low. That is 150 pips. That is what I had anticipated in the previous videos, if you check. So we came short of around 30 pips, and then price started retracing. So when price retraced, I thought it wanted to come back and react from this zone again. That is where the problem was. I thought we were going to react from this zone again, but we did not react from the zone. So what happened is price came price came and broke this previous supply zone. Then after breaking the zone, I thought now after breaking this zone, we are going to react from here and drop. No, there was a hidden supply zone here that price was reacting from, and I can tell you guys, this is not a zone that I saw, and I couldn't even see it until price reacted from the zone and started dropping. That's when I knew, oh, there was a zone here. So price reacted, dropped, and even tapped in the zone again, and still dropped down, but after giving us around 20. So US oil wanted to do some manipulations. However, that doesn't mean that our strategy does not work. It simply means that US oil did not want to cooperate with our analysis. So what is the future for US oil? For now, nothing is certain. We are waiting to either break this low or break this high. When we break this high, definitely we know we are coming here, so we just buy up to here. However, when we break this low, we know we are coming to the next demand zone, but it is very far. Very far. I don't expect. The nearest is this one here, but it was retested. So the next one is far. So high probable chance is that since we have a demand zone here, but this one was out of this, so I don't trust it much. And it never broke structure, so it becomes hard. But it is one that can react because it gave a very good reaction. Look at the engulfing candle and then a clean move away, but this move away did not leave an imbalance. That is where the issue is. So US oil, we shall just wait for a break of this former low or this former high. So that is all. I hope you took advantage of that trade. So I'll proceed to another pair, that is Euro JPY, and do some analysis on it. So Euro JPY, we shall also start from the weekly time frame. And I want you guys to understand one thing. I always teach you the things. I always do teach you the things. Now, this is what happens always. You see, a bearish candle, an indecision candle, and an engulfing candle. This one is a bullish one engulfing the previous two. So we mark the indecision candle in that candlestick formation. What is this? So we mark the indecision candle, guys. Always the same thing, guys. Always the same thing that I always teach you here. With the Alchemist, the precision is going to be there. It will have to be there as a must. So I've marked this red candle because it is the one that we're going to trade, the week that has just ended. So before it was not there. This is now when we mark this thing. Before it is not there. So just mark it precisely. I always mark to the closing price or the opening price if it is a bullish candle. So this one I'll mark to the opening price because it is a bearish candle, like that precisely. So after you drop down to the one time frame below, that is now the daily. So when you come to the daily, what do you see? The daily this week started from here. The meaning price action was around this on this candle here. Was this week started from this doji here. So when you come to the daily, you see that you can refine this to this area here, to that area, to that candle there. So after, you'll still drop further because you're not going to be trading from the weekly time frame. And you see it broke structure here, meaning this is like a confirmation going up. So this is a confirmation going up, the broke structure, and also there's a demand zone here on the daily time frame. So what do? We are going to drop down to the 4-hour one time frame down again. So now when you drop down to the 4, what are you looking for? You're looking for demand zones that correspond around that area. So we have two zones. We have this one here, clean demand zone. However, it was retested by this week here. This one here, it was retested by this week, so and gave some more value. So we don't, this one is no longer valid because it was said the next zone is this one here. So you're just going to mark that zone well. The next zone is this zone. Just mark the candle very well. You can mark up to the week, but if you mark up the week, your stop loss is going to be big, which is also good because if it is not big, then you might miss out the trade. So after you mark it very well. So now this week opened from here. This was Monday. Look down. Monday 8th September. So it opened from here and immediately started dropping. Then it tapped into the zone. Guys, this is how you get your setup. Very clean and straight to the point, but using a step-by-step guide. It tapped into the zone, immediately tapped into the zone, it started moving up, and so far you will be in 1:3.7, 111 pips. But I expect the take profit to be around here. Final take profit 1:4. It can go up to here, but I do not fancy that so much. So 1:4 should be your final take profits. If you're in this trade, you should be there. But me, I'm not in this trade. I'm in the Chef JPY trade. So far it had moved, I think 78 pips. But I wish I was also in this trade. I would be up there. So this is how you get a step-by-step guide for the Alchemist strategy. The Alchemist strategy deals with simplicity and also proximity, giving you a high risk to reward. Look at the risk, guys, and look at the reward. Very high risk reward. You're risking 1 to make 4. That is a very high risk reward. With this risk to reward, you can lose up to 3 times, but you just win once and then you are in profit. You are profitable trader. That is the good thing with the Alchemist strategy. This is, I told you, this is the simplified kind of Alchemist strategy. Leave alone the other ones you've been seeing. They also work. I started with those ones, but then I did my simple breakdown, and I saw that if I use this strategy, I'm guaranteed to win most of the times because it is also a step-by-step but a simplified guide to profitability. So even the other ones work, but this one is, I find it very simple in my own opinion. So I don't know what you guys think, but me, I find this is very simple and it is explainable. This is a strategy you can replicate over and over again. I'm just looking for a way of getting one that you guys can use on the lower time frames, since most of you trade do scalping. So I'm just looking for that one. But this one is a step-by-step guide, and it is very easy to replicate every day or every week for your day by day trading. So I think that is all, guys, for the video. I wanted to review these two trades. Even Chef JPY, the trader I'm in, is like exactly like this one. It is moving exactly like this one. If I can just look for it here, Chef JPY, where is it? GBP, it is here. It is exactly like this. You see, this is now the trade I'm in. So my take profit is 144, 1 is to 3.6, but so far it is at 85 pips. It went up to around 100, but it has reduced to 85, but I still think it will come here to 1 is to 3, my take profit. But this one was, I found this one a little bit convincing because it had my, what I call my A plus setup, because we had this is support, this is resistance, then it was broken, it turned into support and giving us an A plus supply zone where you have a jump, meaning price action started from here. There were no traders here, it just started from up here. So when it comes back, you expect it to go up to up there. So it tapped into the zone, it has been moving. However, the movement is not so convincing. It's not the one I would like, but so far it is moving on very well. I already moved my stop losses above here, so this trade I have nothing to lose. I'm just waiting for the take profit to be hit. So you see the setup, very clean and straight to the point. Whenever you see this setup, guys, just take it. Do not think twice, just take it, because it always works out at least 8%. 8 out of 10 times it will work out. So whenever you see it, just take it out. Okay, guys, so I think that is all for today for this video. If you have learned something, kindly subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to like the video. People who are watching the video without liking and subscribe to the channel, I'm going to come for you. Remember, I told you the moment we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to put all those 1,000 subscribers in a Telegram channel, and we'll be giving them free signals every day as a token of appreciation for subscribing to the channel. So that is all, guys. Have a great day. We meet in the next video.